Welcome to dBrief. I, Deepika, will take you through the highlights of the webinar, 15th Medico Legal Webinar Series, which was recently organized by IMA MS Medico Legal Cell on the 6th November 2020 and sponsored by DigiShield. In continuation to the previous webinars conducted by Medico Legal Cell, DigiShield, in association with IMA MS Medico Legal Cell, organized the webinars to make the doctors aware of their rights as well as legal laws which apply to each situation. This session mainly focused on various legal procedures and the required course of action by the doctors. Here, with an interactive session, the entire concept was shared in depth and cleared all the doubts, if any. The session was kick-started by Dr. Dinesh Thakre, who is MBBS, LLB, began to address his chosen topic, critical analysis of provisions in PCPNDT Act 1994, resulting in harassment of guiltless doctors and suggested amendment. He started by shedding some light on the reality of society and the mindset which is responsible for sex determination and feticide. He stated the law which penalizes the doctor and targets guiltless doctors to defame them. Let's understand the provision 19 from him.
The AAs including all the appropriate authorities, including the state, district and sub-district notified under this act, inter alia, shall observe the following conduct of accountability. Now this is accountability for AAs. What are they? We'll see. First is they should obtain prior sanction or approval of the government of India for any resolution concerning the implement of the provisions of the act. Is this happening? You must be having some experience about this. Lawmakers says that the appropriate authority should work uniformly and no resolution inconsistent with the provisions of the act shall be passed. Very good approach. Now this is the way some AAs are putting the boards and things. You can see this video. The concerned appropriate authority.
साला ये बोर्ड देखकर ना दिमाग हिल गया मेरे। ऐसा ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? हिंदी में थूकोगे तो 500 और अंग्रेजी में थूकोगे तो 250। ये लोग पता कैसे लगाएंगे आदमी हिंदी में थूका या अंग्रेजी में थूका?
So the concerned
बोर्ड देखकर ना दिमाग हिल गया।
The concerned appropriate authority must obtain prior sanction or approval of the government of India for any resolution concerning the implement of the provisions of the act. We agree. They should stop. So what is doctor's view? At present, new orders are issued by all levels of AAs without duly notifying and without giving any reasonable time frame for their implementation, except some respectable AAs. There are very few nice respectable AAs who are very cooperative and understand the plight of the doctors. So we suggest an amendment to add to 29, provided that a new regulation shall be notified to the registered clinic by register post, giving at least 30 days time for implementing such regulation. Doctor has so many work, so at least give him 30 days to start any new things. Now see this cow. Just because this cow has power, she is wants to play football, and he is not allowing experts to play their game. She feels that she is expert because she has power, and how she is behaving. There is a football below her head. Because she has a power, she has a nuisance value. She wants to play football. She is not allowing experts to do their job. She is trying to play football. So you have power does not mean that you are expert. This is long, we'll stop. So provision 20, how it is applicable. When appointed for any part, any post, I think, any part of the state or the Union Territory of such other rank as the state government or the central government, as case may be, may deem fit.
Dr. Jayant Navrange, who is MBBS LLB, started to address his chosen topic, vicarious liability and its implications. He explained the first case where the vicarious liability has been indirectly mentioned, followed by the explanation of the principle of vicarious liability. He shared the pointers in detail, which one should never overlook, and the implications. To understand the precautions of vicarious liability, let's dive into the video.
Now the point is, this is probably my last slide, what precautions an employed doctor should take. Employed doctor. I think this is a practical importance. Preserve the appointment letter and period of employment and duty hours. Carefully observe the service conditions. Use only the supplied stationery, stamps, place, machinery. You can go on their behalf to a agreed camp setup, but then you are going on behalf of the hospital. Have your individual indemnity insurance also. Don't just say that I am employed, I don't require anything. You should have your indemnity separately for very many reasons which is beyond the scope of this talk. Report any deficiency or this is very, very important. Report any deficiency or non-availability of equipment or facility or expert. In Pune, in a very big setup, there was no pediatric ICU and there was a case of dengue shock syndrome. The doctors were all the time saying that we cannot treat this case and we need to shift to. There was an adult ICU and the management insisted that you treat in the adult ICU. So when they came to me, I said that you quietly write, you go on treating, don't leave the patient, but insist for a transfer. And number two, give in writing that these facilities are required to treat this patient. That saved this particular pediatric consultant. Any notice received from patient or lawyer, ask the complainant to direct it to the management, stating that you are in employment. Also inform the management immediately.
Up next, Dr. Shailesh C. Mohite, who is a professor and head forensic medicine, TNMC, and Nair Hospital, began his lucid speech on the topic Expert Committee for Medico Legal Negligence. He started off by stating the meaning of medical negligence along with the types. To understand the concept of medical negligence better, he shared the detail of Jacob Matthew case and its technicality. He discussed the functionality of committee, and to understand the same, let's dive into the video.
So what is the functioning of the committee? How it functions? So on receipt of a complaint against a doctor or a hospital, this letter will come from the investigating officer to the dean of that medical college. The dean will appoint a committee. President or chairman will receive the letter from the dean with all papers that have come to him with the requisition letter from the investigating officer. The president or chairman will call meeting of all members as per mutually decided date and time, which is at the earliest. Why at the earliest? Because there is a stipulated time frame in which the opinion has to be given. I will tell you about that. After it has come, the president or chairman will sit with the members, read all the case papers, see what are the charges framed, scrutinize all the papers, see whether all the papers are in proper place. Proper place in the sense they are properly paginated or no, all documents are there or no. After scrutiny of the papers, if any papers are inadequate, they are not paginated properly, additional statements are required, then the letter is sent for additional documents or statements. So the chairman of the committee will frame a letter to the investigating officer, and through the dean, it is submitted to the investigating officer stating that what are the deficiencies in the documents that have been provided to them. If need of recording of statements, explanation of relatives or doctor has been requested by the committee, then IO or investigating officer is issued a letter to tell them to be present on a specified date, time and place with any other relevant document or proof. The meeting is then held on a specified date and recording of the statement of all concerned parties is done. Minutes are prepared at the time when the meeting is held. Cross verification of statements is done to examine all related documents. Discussion is held about the case among the members. They will draw a conclusion with a rationale. Even if no prima facie case is made out, the complainant should be informed about it, and his myths or doubt about the case need to be cleared. At many a times, it might be because of someone instigating him to file a complaint. So in that case, one has to try to explain him. So once his thoughts are cleared why there has been no negligence in this case, then the matter can be curbed over there. Once his doubts are cleared and after explaining that all possible things as per standard medical practice has been done. After all this has been done, drafting of final opinion, submission of the final report to the dean or civil surgeon is done. Final, who will submit it to the director or the investigating officer of the case within 15 days. That is specified in the circular of the director, which I have mentioned. Now coming to each point, one is cross verification of statements, first and foremost, meaning the complaint given at the time when they have filed a complaint with the police station, the police officer or investigating officer records the statements of the relatives. So this needs to be read out to him. First, find out whether he still sticks to his complaint, or in the meanwhile, he has spoken with other people and is satisfied with the treatment. Many times it might be because of excessive bill, etc., that there might be a complaint lodged. To examine all related documents, meaning date of admission, if any OPD records exist, those have to be seen. If there is a surgery, then whether consent has been properly taken, was it an informed consent, everything informed, or otherwise blood transfusion done or any other things, those whether have been noted and documented properly. In cases of negligence, like a mop is found inside that, or an equipment is
we can join that. And then we can start our one. We can start our one.
or any foreign body found inside. When was it removed? In what condition it was? Whether it is properly preserved? Whether it is forwarded for histopathology to the forensic science laboratory? Are there any documentations on which these samples have been handed over? Blood, all these documents, if the person is living, if he is dead, then the postmortem report needs to be scrutinized. What were the findings? Is the cause of death finalized, or is the cause of death still pending? One has to look into it. We have said that there are 4 members in the committee. Okay, but at times we might require people who are beyond that. If we see the committee, there is no one from anesthesia. But if we feel that there is an anesthetic complication or we require an opinion of an anesthetist, the committee can add more members to it and write down the specific reasons why they have invited additional members to that team. Note down their findings also. All the members are given copies or an opportunity to peruse all the papers. Draw a conclusion after all statements have been recorded, everyone has been heard about.
Dr. Pinky R. Shah, who is the consultant fertility specialist, began to clear the air of doubts around the topic newer advances in fertility treatment. Through the detailed course of information, she briefly shared the journey of fertility treatment and shared some statistics which said 1 in 6 couples who need some form of fertility treatment. She shared some of the interesting updates in the diagnostic aids. To understand what are the different methods of fertility preservation, let's understand it from her.
So past 2 months, whole India is doing the cancer awareness program. So many communities have come up for the cancer awareness program. So it's a duty of the doctors that we need to inform our patients before they go for any chemotherapy, radiotherapy, or a surgical procedure, that there are techniques available to preserve their fertility for the further planning whenever they want to plan pregnancy, when they are fit for the further health perspective. So techniques available for the female are oocyte, embryo preservation, the ovarian tissue preservation. Also the in vitro maturation can be done, so that patient can have their own gametes and they can have their own genetic child. Techniques available for the males are the sperms and the testicular preservation.
Mr. Dipen Mehta, a COO DigiShield, took the chair where he discussed in detail how DigiShield is enabling doctors to safely and securely practice these testing times of COVID-19. DigiShield can conduct a quick and effective COVID-19 carrier risk screening of every patient before visiting clinics. To watch the entire video, please visit our website www.digishield.me and click on the dBrief menu.